Hi everybody. This is the start of a 7-part series on the auras that I've been promising for about 2 months now, and I'm very happy to get it out to you. Today's the day before Thanksgiving, so I really do wish you a great Thanksgiving. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get this series finished, so it may be well past Christmas by the time you hear that, so I ought to wish you a Merry Christmas as well. What I'm going to do, I gave it some thought. Understanding the auras is a long process, and it's not something that if I were to sit here and say the whole thing all in one shot, you would absorb the first few minutes of it, and you probably wouldn't get a lot out of the rest of it. So I'm going to try to do it in short 5 to 8 minute videos, and I'm going to cut out the introduction so that you don't have to keep watching that in the course of the series. Now, in this video, we're going to cover the auras. I'm going to try to give you a feel for what they are and how you can visualize them. And we're going to cover morphogenic fields briefly right up front. One thing I wanted to say, though, is there's a lot of things we can't see. We can't see electricity. We can't see gravity. We can't see radiation or radio waves. And that doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that our senses are designed to detect things based on the density of matter. And they tend to ignore things that the density of matter doesn't meet the criteria and the frequency of that matter. So, if your eyes could see, I got a cool graphic I'm going to stick in here. If your eyes could see what your energetic body looks like on that energetic level, it would look something more like this. So that's what I want you to think about. When you're trying to picture the aura and you're trying to picture what your energetic body looks like, I want you to think of it in those terms of this electrifying, vibrant field that surrounds you, not some pink mist. And so I hope that helps, and I hope you enjoy the video. If you like the videos, please remember to click subscribe and like. I need your help to do that. Hi, I'm Joe Shepard. This is the Fractal Realms. I'm going to jump right in by talking about a morphogenic field. What is a morphogenic field? It's an energy science has yet to discover, but there's plenty of evidence that it exists. We just don't understand how to understand it. And what a morphogenic field is a field that exists that allows people and animals and trees to recreate and regenerate and act in such a way as to be identical to others. And that goes to the conscious thought and cultural thinking and basic things like knowing that food goes in your mouth. A baby is born right off the bat. It may not know how to feed itself. It may not know how to eat, but it knows food goes in its mouth. And now think about it. A baby has been fed through an umbilical cord through its entire existence up to that point. And so to suddenly, bam, know that you're supposed to eat through your mouth is really a strange thing. But there's more interesting examples of morphogenic fields. East Coast whales, for example, if you go into the Northeast, you'll find that whales feed themselves by coming to the top of the water and they splash their fin on the water. what happens is their fin hits the water, and it creates such a shock, such an impact, that the plankton and the life in the water is temporarily stunned. Then the whale dives down and comes up right up the middle of them and eats it all. Now, what's unusual about that is new whales that are born know how to do that on the East Coast. They know of the U.S. They know how to do that. But if you go to the West Coast, the same type of whales, they don't do that at all. They breach, and they've never learned how to do it that way, by slapping their fin on the water. I feel like a bird. So that's a very, there's no explanation for how that can happen. How did that trait, how did that understanding get passed on from one generation to the next generation? And there's a lot of examples of that. So the reason I bring that up is, when talking about auras, is that morphogenic field exists. We have no explanation for how it exists, but there's plenty of coincidental and anecdotal evidence to say something exists there. And your aura is basically the same thing. It's a series of fields that surrounds you, there's plenty of evidence among people who take the time to learn that these fields exist. And, I know that a lot of people who don't study some such things would say it's nonsense. But, if you don't study algebra, then you might think algebra was nonsense, or trigonometry, or history, or some other language. If you don't know anything about a thing, well, then you imagine that it's nonsense. And so I don't want to get too far off the point, but the auras exist. The more you understand them, the more you learn about them, the more you study them, then the more you'll come to understand and accept that they exist. So the first one is the physical body. Auras is a very generic term. When you get down to the individual auras, they're referred to as bodies. So your first body is your physical body. You're very familiar with your physical body. And I'm tapping on my body. I'm hoping that I'm not making all kinds of rumbling sounds in the microphone. Forgive me for that mistake if that's what I'm doing. But you're very familiar with the physical body. The next one is the etheric body. And the etheric body is an energy field that really is the foundation of the body itself, and the way the body reacts and communicates with the rest of the world. So what the etheric body is, it's a very thin layer. It's about 1/4 inch off your skin. It surrounds all tissues in your body. It's the exact same shape as everything in your body. If you were to try to feel it and try to sense that it's there, it would be like static electricity when you're taking off a shirt and you feel this field that's so close to your skin, causing your hair to stand up. That would be very similar to what you would experience if you're trying to feel the etheric body. The etheric body is a silvery blue color, and it works directly with the chakras, which we talked about a while ago. And basically, the chakras are pulling energy into themselves, and it gets circulated around you through a transmission system called the nadis. That's Nadis, but it's pronounced naughty. And that energy, so it comes into the chakras, goes through the nadis into the etheric body. This body, this etheric body, is where most healers do most of their work. It's the energy system. So when you're balancing somebody's chakras, that's part of that same energy system. So now what I would like you to, one last thing before I get into a quick 2-minute meditation here on it. And the way I see this, when I am doing a healing and I'm interacting with someone over a great distance, the way I see this is part of how and what I do when I do a healing. I'm entering into their astral field. Much later down the road, I'll explain that better. But the way I do that, the first thing that I do is I enter into their etheric body, and the way so if you can picture that the etheric body is very much like fiber optics. Imagine that your whole body is covered in fiber optics, and it's wrapped and it molds perfectly to you, so that if you actually pulled your physical body out, you would have a perfect, somewhat silvery blue translucent image of yourself still there. So what I do is I enter into that, and I see those fiber optics, and I can see my light and my fiber optic light entering into theirs, so that we merge and we can communicate that way. That's when I'm doing a distance healing. So what I would like you to do, if you want to try to experience this, is I want you to breathe in through your nose and just take a deep breath, then blow it out, and then do it again. Now what I'm feeling right now are chills all over my body, and there's a tingling feeling. I feel that immediately upon doing that, so I'm assuming probably everybody does, but I don't know that. So we'll do it again. Now those chills you're feeling, if you're feeling them, that's your aura you're feeling being energized. So I want you to take your consciousness and reach out to like the skin on your forearms. And I want you to feel that static energy that's sitting right against your skin. We're going to keep breathing in through our nose. Hold it for a second. And exhale. Now, once you recognize that feeling on the back of on your forearms, I want you to feel it on your hands. Now, it's like I said, it's within a 1/4 inch of your skin, so you don't have to feel something, that's we're taking to another planet. It's right there. It's a tingling. It's a static. You can feel it, and it's right there. Pardon me for closing my eyes all the time. I'm starting to do it even when I'm not channeling, unless I was channeling and I didn't realize it. I guess I closed them because I'm trying to encourage you to meditate. When you see it, or rather when you feel it, I want you to, in your mind's eye, look at that energy field, and I want you to see that silvery white light all around you. And I want you to notice that it's liquid, it's moving, it's not static. It's static in shape. It's shaped exactly like your body, but the energy field isn't in one place. It's moving, and it's alive. And then if you want to do it the way that I do it, once you see that happening, then start to imagine that is like a giant fiber optics wrap that you're in, and all these tens of thousands of fiber optics are carrying light energy all around you. Don't forget to keep breathing. And that's it. That is the etheric body. And I promise you I tried to keep it fast. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do enjoy the video, please click like, please click subscribe. I need subscribers. I need to feel like somebody's watching. And a lot of people do watch. I get many people do watch it, but they don't take the time to click like or subscribe. And you'd really be helping me out, and you'd be helping me feel good about what I'm doing. So please do that. Please click subscribe. The only thing you're going to get messages when I do a new video by a notification that's just a dot by my name. It's not like you're going to start getting emails and door-to-door salesmen harassing you. It's a very simple thing. The like helps me promote the video, and the subscribe helps me know that I'm expanding my user base. So please do that. Thank you very much for watching.